All right, Chris, let's go
Right.
to headline number 3.
Oh.
Shopify appears to have some new designs in the works for physical retail. So according to Charged Retail, a leaked document that they found reportedly reveals that Shopify in 2020 filed a patent for a system of sensors that can monitor traffic in store and may ultimately work similarly to Amazon's Just Walk Out technology. Chris, you and I fought pretty hard for this headline. I got it in.
I fought against you. We didn't fight.
Yes.
We didn't fight hard for it, but just to
I fought for it. You were against. What have I changed your mind at all? Have you thought any more about it?
Not at all. And
I
haven't at all. Like, no, I still don't love this headline because I think the reporting on this is so subpar from Charged Retail.
Separate it from the reporting. The reporting
but the reporting matters. Like the facts matter. And like, this is the second thing this week from Charged Retail that has made me very skeptical of the stuff they're putting out. Because the reason I say that is, like, you read the article, it's very difficult to tell, is it just walk out technology? Is it sensors,
Fair.
Watching traffic, similar to like a Retail Next? And so it's just really hard to understand it. Now, of course, I'm going to take it seriously because, it's Shopify through leaked documents getting into physical retail. But I think, at the end of the day, you got to sleuth the patent to understand what this is. And you've done that. Mm-hmm. And so because you wanted this so much for us to talk about it, I actually went to our friends at the A&M to put you on the spot.
Oh, nice.
So
you really are going to get back at me.
Yeah, I'm turning the tables on you, getting back at your saltiness yesterday. So, Ann, here is the question. Quote, Shopify getting into physical retail is big news in and of itself, as I just said. But what do you make of the details released on the patent they filed? Do you see additional opportunities and use cases for what Shopify could do with it for either customer experience or merchandising beyond the Just Walk Out headline lookalike? The floor, end quote, the floor is now yours, Ann.
Okay. Yes, I absolutely think this is something worth paying attention to. Okay. Shopify works with over 1 million merchants. Let's not forget that.
That's
not all of them in physical stores, but they power so much of shopping right now that if they're thinking about and filing patents to get into physical retail, we should be paying attention to it. Now, according to the patent, let me just break it down for you, for the listeners. The focus for this particular patent is on installing ceiling cameras and sensors throughout the store. Okay. Specifically for this case, they note in the patent to track people, products, dwell time, and traffic flow throughout the store so that they can sell better space to potential vendors or resellers in that store that the merchant can. There is no mention of using this tech to enable Just Walk Out technology. So I agree with you. The reporting here saying this is, competing with JWOT, not
a clear leap, right?
Not a clear leap. No. Yeah. But here's the big but. This patent was filed in 2020. And I think once they get the cameras in the store, once they are tracking people, like if you look at the patent descriptions, it's cameras in the ceiling, it's sensors all around, just, not dissimilar from what we see in an Amazon store and some of the other competitors of Amazon. Once they get those cameras in there, they're collecting that data. I think that it's not outside the realm of possibility that we could see them filing patents coming up here for so much more. And to kind of take that further, I don't expect that we're going to see Shopify setting up their own stores, but I do think that if you take those 1 million merchants and you, again, think about adding this in as an add-on to their suite of services for stores where you can try to get this thing up and running. Once Amazon starts coming in with all of their Just Walk Out technology, this is something that they have to be thinking about and that could provide value for those merchants.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my retort again. Today's the retort podcast, I think. Like, I don't disagree with you in anything you just said, but I talk about now. I don't know if it's practical though. Like Shopify doesn't know word one about physical retail, especially in this space. A 2020 patent filing on Just Walk Out type-ish technology. It's pretty late in the game, given all the other players in this space. Like, and yes, you have 1 million retailers on board your site. How many of them have a physical retail presence? Still a question mark to me. But like, you actually have to do experimentation in the physical world to make this type of technology work. And so if you're just getting into it, like you're kind of far behind on all the other players that are already doing this at scale. So like, I don't really see the end game practicality here. Like ultimately, if they're going to go into this space, I think it's going to happen by way of acquisition at best. And that's probably the smartest way to go about it. I just don't see them having the tools and the resources. It's kind of goes back to the topic you said before. Like, you know, I don't want to make too much of this story either, because it's just like one thing that somebody says they leaked. Like, it could not even be a huge part of their strategy. It could just be some patent that some dude filed in their technology department. But like, I think there's a lot of bullets in the chamber against Shopify being the ones to figure this out, is my last point. But I don't know. Final thoughts on that, Ann?
I don't think they're the ones to figure it out, Chris, but I think that what's important to note is that they're the ones to get this to scale. If you think about all the mom and pop retailers, and this being another plugin that they can do for their, I mean, it's something that I think once we start to roll this out further, once it starts to get down to the main street shops, this is something that they could win at providing. They could beat other large scale providers that are doing this for large retailers, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think a lot, but I think, you know, the technology is pretty, you know, once the cost comes down, that's the big factor now for the small scale guys, is the cost. You know, like you figured out how to work it at 40,000 square feet, 3,000 square feet with, you know, Tesco as an example. Like, you know, once the cost comes down, like, it's going to be pretty deployable in a lot of situations.
But does it tie into your whole retail operations system too?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, if it's working for large scale companies, which
online
are
and
to integrate
offline
with, I gotta think it would, you know. But I don't know. We could beat the dead horse. I think we all understand where we stand on this. I think your point's right, though. They're obviously thinking about physical retail. That's my key takeaway from this. But I don't get overhyped on that. And they've been thinking about physical retail for a long time. They've been thinking about physical retail for a long time. Like, and what have they done? Absolutely zero. Like, I remember talking about that 4 years ago. So anyway,